was good. Well said.
What was it like going through like selling a business and kind of doing all of that?
Yeah. I mean, it's extremely stressful because there's just so much on the line, right? You're trying to build this business. You have a vision for where you want to take it, and then there's an opportunity to sell the business, and that's not an overnight thing. We did it pretty fast. I think we probably started talking to Movado within 70 to 80 days later, like the business was sold. But there's like within that period, we're flying to New York and New Jersey, and they're coming to us, and we're having, hours of phone calls. Every week, like it was tough. You kind of you almost stop running the business a little. It's hard to do both, and you're pitching and you're talking to them and you're explaining things and you're pulling people out of their roles, or CFO or CMO. So it was a lot, but obviously blessed and grateful that it happened, and got the chance to work with Movado and see that what that side of not just business looks like, but also just see what post acquisition looks like. And yeah, I left last June officially, and was a little less involved even before that, but yeah, so now I have no affiliation with it. It's which is interesting because you build something and then you're you see it from the outside looking in, but yeah, I don't know. But
it was a good ride. That was what, 8 years total, maybe 7 years?
My total time there, I think, was 8 years. I think we sold it, launched in 2013, sold it in 2018.
Wow, so that's incredible.
It's kind of
fast.
crazy, yeah.
And that's so crazy. It was an idea. And this is where I think entrepreneurs still to this day don't get enough credit. It was just an idea in Santa Barbara, and 5 years later, millions of watches sold, hundreds of thousands of people employed if you included your manufacturing and your in office. That's what drives the economy in the U.S. and entrepreneurs should be protected. And that all those opportunities that you created through just out of sheer will is really incredible.
Yeah, it's funny. There's even, and not to say I think I'm conflicted on how much I believe in the law of attraction stuff, but at one point I definitely did, and it's funny. There's messages between me and my co-founder Kramer. I haven't looked at him in a while, but I know on Facebook we would be talking before Movement even was before a watch was designed. We were working on the watch, and but we knew the idea, and we would say things. We would basically be we'd look up a brand like Nixon and be we could be $100 million business. So just to see before a watch is even sold to a customer to what actually ended up coming to fruition it is very serendipitous. But I think as a founder,
but you had a vision, you said it.
Yeah.
People, someone asked me the other day, hey, did you ever think Cuts would be this big? And at first I wanted to give the answer no, against my wildest dreams, this never happened. But early on, I was we're going to be $1 billion brand. I've been saying it for a while. And I feel we can do it. And I think having that dream and the high expectations is, you guys obviously had it from day one. But if your expectations aren't high to begin with, then a lot of times it's not going to push you to kind of get through the next hurdle, because it's just, you kind of made it. And it's funny, I see a lot of brands get so excited over their first million or second million, and it's in reality, anything under $100 million revenue business, in the big scheme of things, if you actually have context, it's not that big of a business, So Cuts is, we're always as much as success as we've had, we're still scratching the surface.
Yeah. I think that's a fairly newer thought though, because I think before e-commerce, with e-commerce and Shopify, anything under $100 million revenue business, it's still I don't want to say small, but it's a growing business. It's whatever. But you look at some businesses that we all know and have heard of, and before e-commerce was really big, it was only wholesale.
True.
But yeah, today it's you can sell, across the world. People own that customer, all those things. So yeah, I think the expectations are just you see so many Shopify businesses that are hundreds or now billions of dollars.
This is crazy.